G'day. The brave little parrot. Relax, be still and listen. Listen carefully to this tale about a blue parrot who lived high up in the treetops of a tropical forest. One day he surprised everyone because, despite being only a small bird, he did a very brave thing. What do you think it was? Let's see if we can find out. Now, one morning, a big dark storm cloud climbed high up into the sky above the forest where the little blue parrot lived. The storm cloud was very angry, and he roared and thundered, making a terrible noise. He threw silver bolts of lightning down into the forest, and one struck an old dead tree, which burst into flames. Next, the cloud took a big bold breath and blew the flames, making sparks jump into the surrounding trees, which then caught fire themselves. When the flames reached so high that they were licking at the bottom of the parrot's nest, the parrot had no choice but to fly higher and higher into the air. As the storm growled and the flames grew, the little blue parrot looked down and saw lots of his friends, the other animals who lived in the forest, running around, confused and frightened by the fire. They didn't know where to go to find safety. The parrot was worried about them, but stayed calm and tried to think of a way to help. Then it came to him. "Head towards the river," he shouted. "Follow me, I'll show you. This way, my friends." And he flew in the direction of the river to guide them. But not all the animals were able to follow. Some couldn't hear him, and others were trapped by the flames, crying out for help. Suddenly, the little blue parrot had another idea. He flew down to the river and dived into the water, soaking his wings. Then he flew back to the burning forest. When he was high above the flames, he shook his wings and little droplets of water fell down on the fire with a soft hiss. Back and forth he flew from the river to the fire. Each time he carried feather loads of water and sprinkled it on the flames. The parrot was concentrating so much on trying to put out the fire that he didn't notice he was being watched. High above in the sky, higher even than the storm clouds, floated a magnificent castle, with gleaming spires and towers that shone as brightly as the stars. Watching from the castle were the gods of the happy lands. They shook their heads in disbelief at the parrot's actions. "What is the little blue parrot trying to do?" they asked one another. "Does he think that he can put out that great fire with a few droplets of water?" "Fly away and save yourself," the gods cried out to the little blue parrot. But the parrot's heart was so full of love and loyalty for his friends that he ignored the gods of ice and kept flying back and forth to the river as quickly as he could. One of the gods could bear it no longer and decided to try to help. In a whoosh, he transformed himself into a great bald eagle and flew towards the burning forest where the little parrot was zigzagging in and out of the flames. "My little friend, you can't put out this raging fire with just a few drops of water. It's hopeless. Please, fly away to safety," he pleaded. "With respect, great eagle," cried the little blue parrot. "Can't you see that my friends are in danger? I love my friends, and if I don't try to save them, who will?" He was getting tired now. The smoke from the fire was making him cough, and his eyes were stinging. But he wouldn't give up. The fingers of flame stretched up, trying to scorch his beautiful blue feathers, and his little feet were getting hotter and hotter. "Ouch!" he squawked as he flew higher to escape the flames, but still he refused to give up. The godly eagle was so moved by the little blue parrot's bravery, determination and love for his fellow creatures that suddenly he began to cry. His silver teardrops rained down, and as they flowed, they streamed into the forest fire and the poor trapped animals. Hiss, 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 went the angry flames, as the eagle's tears of compassion gradually put them out one by one, until finally the fire was completely out. The little parrot couldn't believe it. All the animals were safe. He whooped with joy and turned somersaults in the sky, and the sun couldn't help laughing as he watched. The animals cheered, "Hooray! Hooray! The brave parrot has saved us! Thank you! Thank you!" The storm cloud then slunk away over the horizon and left the sun to dry the forest with his warm, glowing smile. The great eagle flew back to his castle in the sky, turned himself into a god once more, and watched fondly as the happy parrot celebrated with his friends in the forest. Who would have thought that such a small bird could be so brave, so determined, and hold so much love in his little heart? He said to himself. He deserves a reward, and I know just the thing. And so the god raised his hand and pointed at the little blue parrot. As all the animals looked on in wonder, a jet of multicoloured stars flew down to the small bird, and there was a big puff of smoke. When it cleared, the little parrot was no longer blue. His tail feathers now shimmered in all the colours of the rainbow, and he sparkled and glittered under the kindly gaze of the sun. Sometimes we can feel helpless when faced with a great challenge. A wise person knows that love and compassion can give them the courage to achieve things that they thought were impossible. I love you, LouLou.